Good evening and welcome to the first night of our Fine Arts Festival. Tonight obviously we have the band, tomorrow we have the chorus, and both nights we have the art show in the gymnasium. So if you hadn't had a chance to stop over there, make sure you'd stop in. They are actually auctioning off some of the items in the gymnasium, so the proceeds go to the art club as well as the students that made the artwork. Tonight is a wonderful night to celebrate a lot of hard work, and you'll see growth from the young ones at 5th grade all the way up to our seniors this year. Before we get started, another announcement in case of emergency. There's exits in the front, in the back, and upstairs. We won't have that because we're going to have a wonderful night tonight. And just to let you know that you can sit back and relax. We know June becomes a busy month. We have our students here tonight doing music, and I'm sure you've been following them all throughout the year. So tonight, I want you to just relax. There's air conditioning, so enjoy. Mr. McGrath, they're all yours.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's celebration of our students' accomplishments in the fine arts here at Beaver River. I would like to take this time to mention, again, the art show happening in the high school gym. Please try to take some time tonight or tomorrow to enjoy our students' art. I'd like to start with a quote today. I was watching an old 60 Minutes interview recently with Miles Davis, the famous jazz trumpet player. The very first thing that Harry Reasoner from CBS asks Miles is, "Would you be a musician if nobody ever heard you?" Miles responds very quickly with, "Sure." "Why?" he asks. Miles says, "Because I love music. It's in my head. I can't get it out." I absolutely love how simple and direct this statement is. He has no need to state anything profound about the nature of music in the world and in our communities, something I'm prone to do in these very speeches every June. Instead, it's enough just to say that he loves music. It's his passion. There's nothing better than seeing someone engaging in their passions. I'm sure everyone in here can relate to this when meeting someone for the very first time. When that person has a particular interest that they are excited about, you immediately find that person interesting. They light up a room. Seeing young people find many different passions is one of the best parts of being a teacher, and I feel very proud to say that my day is spent helping kids dive into things that excite them. Not only that, but the students on this stage often have many different passions, which I think everyone should. You are looking at kids who are musicians in addition to being athletes, writers, honor roll scholars, artists, FFA members, FEA members, I could go on. The importance of finding interests that excite you is something worth stressing here, because in a world with constant messages of hustle culture, rise and grind, and maximizing views on social media, it becomes easy to believe that things are only worthwhile when they measurably affect things like your bank account or your social status, things like that. Please don't fall into the trap of believing that only practical things are worthwhile. That Miles Davis interview from 36 years ago reminds us that doing things for the love of it is so, so, so valuable. It's valuable for the heart. Not to mention, it is more valuable than you think, even in much more tangible ways. Though this may seem far off for some of you sitting on stage, or some of you in the audience if you're kids, but colleges and employers love candidates who are involved in the extracurricular parts of life and school. Though I went to school for music and now work in music, I can't tell you how many times my other interests have come up in professional situations. People see things like the varsity swim team and Eagle Scout on my resume, and they ask about it. I remember Mr. Green noticing these things 8 years ago when I first came here. My sister, an Ivy League educated lawyer, was always seen as a well-rounded candidate for college because she was an all-state horn player, involved in sports, participated in dance teams, and studied Italian all through high school. Good grades are important, learning is important, but what are you studying for if not to take those skills to things that enrich your life? That's not to say that these passions always come easy, though. Anyone who has ever had the courage to pursue something for long enough knows that there were periods of time where they struggled with it. In order to continue learning new things and expanding what you can do, it is likely, actually inevitable, that you will have moments of confusion and frustration. I hope every student hears me and takes that to heart. It's so crucial for everything that you do. With that being said, tonight is a celebration. It's a celebration of the music that we make with one another, enjoying the accomplishments that we've made as a band and as individuals, and congratulating the seniors on their final concert of their high school career. Today and every June concert, you will get to see the result of years of hard work, joy, passion, struggle, and fun. To take you through this journey, we will start with a few high school pieces, and then continue from 5th grade and up. Please consider staying for the entire concert. So many kids have put everything they've got into this, and the opportunity to share it with a large audience is important. You won't regret it with the show we've got planned. Thank you, parents, for supporting your child in music education. I know that your encouragement for them to participate, practice, and give it their all is a big reason for why this all works. There are also many people in the building whose assistance is critical to the success of our art and music programs and who deserve our thanks tonight. Without their support, events like this Fine Arts Festival would not be possible. We would like to extend our thanks to the Board of Education, Mr. Green, Mr. Rains, Mr. Hebert, Mr. Taylor, Dr. Lyman Wright, Mr. Kogut and the PE staff, the secretarial staff, the guidance staff, Mr. Lloyd Richardson and the custodial staff, Mr. Joe Verkler, school faculty and staff for their continued cooperation. Oh, and Mr. Kyle Steiner. Sorry about that. And our bus drivers. We all have much to be proud of. Please continue to support your children as they develop their talents. And on a more silly note, I have 2 6th grade students who want to announce 2 new mascots for our band that are sitting at the front of the stage that some of the 6th graders made for me. You guys want to come on out and do it? Come on up.
Hi, I'm Destiny.
Hi, I'm Addie.
We just wanted to announce our newest members of the band this year. They have just joined our wonderful band, and we would like to introduce to you our new pet rocks. The first member we would like to introduce is King Bob II.
We wanted to introduce one more member. His name is Rock Obama, and we enjoy both of our lovely friends. They are here to cheer on the band today and encourage everyone to rock.
So without further ado, it would be ridiculous with all this talk about passion and pet rocks to start with something boring. So please enjoy music from The Incredibles, as well as jazz band playing It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing.
Well-anticipated introduction. Okay. Our first piece, The Incredibles, is a superhero comedy film with music known for its jazzy elements. Throughout the piece, the music evokes a sense of heroism and anticipation. The melody features tracks from the movie titled The Incredits, The Incredibles theme, and more. Please enjoy The Incredibles.
Our first piece this evening is called Ancient Hunters, written by Sean O'Laughlin. He was inspired by Badlands National Park in South Dakota. There is a place in the park named Ancient Hunters Overlook, where there are fossils of ancient native bison hunters.
The music tells a story of these ancient people as their days of hunting starts and develops into an eventful journey. Listen to our different tempos, dynamic changes, and accent and notes as we take you on our hunt.
Our second piece this evening is Morning Mood. This melody was originally written in 1875. Composer Edvard Grieg is one of the songs in a large piece called Peer Gynt Suit. It has smooth lyrical melody.
In these phases, we have worked on creating a smooth connected line. This is called legato playing. We are also trying to listen to each other while playing so that we can achieve good balance between the different sections of instruments as they play the melody, countermelody, and harmony.
Good evening, everybody. Another year has come and gone with an incredible group of beginners. They have been working diligently since last August to become mini professional musicians, and they have given me so much joy each morning. I couldn't be happier to recognize their hard work as they end their time in beginning band. The definition of an ensemble is a group viewed as a whole rather than individually. Each rehearsal, members in this group have exhibited attributes of true teamwork, helping grow our ensemble skills and confidence. In each instrument section, there are some friends that blossomed into leaders. They are eager to learn, help, and explore their own musicality. This year's recipients of the Section Leader Awards are Jameson Terillian, Jackson Monnet, Grayson Arndt, Megan McHugh, Adeline Haas, and Elodie Clemens. Come on over. Trade. While we may take the influence of music for granted, There are complex interactions occurring in our brains and bodies that impact our physical movement, thoughts, and feelings. Learning an individual instrument brings a new level of responding and understanding to music. In doing so, I have some friends who have found it nearly impossible to hide their love for their instrument and being part of this team. Outstanding Enthusiasm Awards are given to students who show genuine passion for the music we make together. In recognition of outstanding enthusiasm during the past school year, and for the qualities of enthusiasm, cooperation, perseverance, and dedication necessary to attain excellence in the instrumental music program here at Beaver River, the recipients of the Outstanding Enthusiasm Award are Lane Steele, Hayden Kirch, and Kinley Ducharme. The perks of being a tromboner. All the way in the back. All right. Last, we have Outstanding Musician Awards. These awards are presented to individuals who have shown immense dedication and passion to their instrument. They are early to rehearsal, diligent in their practicing, and have organizational skills in the band room that rival our high schoolers. I know that their journey as musicians here at Beaver River will be a special one. In recognition of superior performance and for modeling the qualities of enthusiasm, cooperation, perseverance, dedication, and leadership necessary to attain excellence in the instrumental program here at BRCS. This year's recipients are Caden Campo, Taylor Johnson, and Lincoln Eaton. This year has flown by. I feel so lucky to not only be your child's ensemble conductor this year, but also their general music teacher. Your children and I are working hard to build a culture where music and art are universal in all that we do. I'm very blessed to be a part of it. Enjoy our final selection this evening, and thank you for coming and supporting your children's passions.
Our final piece this evening is Band Room Boogie by Michael Sweeney. The melody you hear follows a simple blues scale. Throughout the performance, you will hear each section of the band individually featured. They are then echoed by the rest of the band. Listen close to hear all 6 instrument groups by themselves.
The piece you just heard was Rock This Band by Robert Sheldon. Just like all rock and roll bands, it has catchy bass line played by the trombone and saxophones. We hope your performance made you jam out.
A peaceful journey is the perfect description of what this piece is all about. Calming, simple, and enjoyable to perform and listen to. This section was composed with the instruction to introduce the beginning band musicians to lyrical music and help them develop tone control and air support. Our next piece is Journey to the Stars by James Swearingen. We have worked hard to perform these complicated rhythms and high notes. This piece may remind you of rockets shooting into space and peacefully floating in the stars. We hope you enjoy it.
Some of you might remember we started learning that and played a snippet for you in March, and that is a challenging piece that they just played really, really well. You wouldn't have heard any of the quiet, sensitive stuff in the middle that is sort of like that in space sort of theme. And we got through all of that really, really nicely. I think they deserve one more big All right, as you might know, this is my first year teaching sixth grade band. Though I've taught all of these students for many years by now in general music, I have loved getting to spend every other day digging in and making music with them in the thing that is my strength and my love, which is playing in band. They're starting to play like real professionals. I could not be more proud of what this group sounds like. And I think their hard work throughout the year is really paying off, and it really shows. You guys are doing so, so well. Your first couple years of playing an instrument is hard, and you guys are doing so awesome. The first award that I would like to give out is the Section Leader Award. These are students that come to rehearsal ready to work. They are thinking about what is going to make the band better. Many of these students come in on extra time and they work on their music, or they come in to maintain their instruments. Some have even come to try other instruments that we needed in the band to add sound to the band and ultimately make us all better. All of them ask great questions in rehearsal about how to play the music better. And this applies to so many in the band. And so this Section Leader Award is one or two from each section that I think have really put a great foot forward. So the Section Leader Award, you guys can come up, goes to, sorry, give me a second here. Ellen Edick, Michael Eisel, Cade Flynn, Callie Mosier, Logan Mosier, Jack Turk, and Elise Sayre. The next award is the Enthusiasm Award. I would like to give this award to 3 students who started just this year. I, of course, love getting new band members, especially ones that aren't just rocks. It's a difficult thing, although we do love the rocks, too. It's a difficult thing to start late, and believe it or not, I was one of those kids. I don't know if you guys knew that. I started in like 10th grade. So, I know. Yeah, so starting something late is never easy. It takes a lot of hard work. And you guys have done so much. You've learned so much in just one short year. So for your hard work, learning all of your new stuff, this Enthusiasm Award goes to Summer Bratzi, Clint Lehman, and Natasha Farney. This final award, the Outstanding Musician Award, goes to 3 students who have gone above and beyond with their instrument learning. They always try to play their pieces as great as they possibly can. For example, they have tried to expand their range, happy to try high options on their instruments. They have done extra music maybe during Christmas time and have read further in the book to improve their skills. When there are advanced options for the music, as is the case for 2 of our snare parts tonight, actually, they have opted to play these more complex and high ones. These options are more similar to the music I give my 7th and 8th graders, actually. So the Outstanding Musician Award goes to Destiny Levancia, Alexis Gruner, and Drew Zaire. Again, I'm so proud of every single one of you guys. You are really excelling. Your 2nd year playing, some of you your 1st year playing. You really bring the fun in everything that we do. So, for our last piece, this is called Woodland Celebration, another one that really ups the ante here. So please enjoy our final piece.
That song that you just heard is called Eagle Ridge.
This piece has strong rhythms and is a very bold piece.
The next piece is Batman the Brave and the Bold. It's an American animated television series based in part on the DC Comics team-up series, The Brave and the Bold. Just like the comic series, it features 2 or more superheroes coming together to solve a crime or foil a supervillain. This catchy main theme should make you think of action and adventure.
I'll just mention we're shuffling around because we're about to do an 8th grade only piece. So the 8th graders are bunching together right now. So little brief set change.
Darklands March, written by Randall D. Sandridge, is a very mystical, magical, and eerie piece intended to make listeners feel like they're on a path through a dark kingdom. We, the 8th graders, have worked very hard on very complex rhythms, dynamics, and a funky key change. Thank you for coming, and we hope you enjoy Darklands March.
Okay. Wow. So far, so good. So, the first awards that I would like to give out are going to students in 7th and 8th grade who learned and performed a NYSSMA solo this year. Each one of these students worked with me week after week to get a difficult solo to be performance ready. They play their solo for a judge in addition to learning scales and doing a sight reading. In the following year, these scores, of which we had many outstanding and excellent ones, can be used to apply for music festivals like Bi-County or Area All-State. The lessons that these students learn from doing a high-level solo are invaluable. If you want to improve as a player, trying to dive into a solo is a surefire way to do it. Because of all of your work who did a NYSSMA solo, I consider all of you leaders of your section. I see all of you taking lessons from your hard work, applying them to what we do in band, and from all your hard work, you're making us better, you're being leaders. So, please come up when I call your name to accept your NYSSMA award. Kelsey Ochter, Jonah Ochter, Brooklyn Monnet, Madeline Plank, Abigail Rogie, and Ella Verkler. Next, the following students were chosen for Bi-County Band this year. This is incredibly competitive as every school from Jefferson, Lewis County send their applications in, and then all the music teachers from the county organize it. And they did a great job this fall when they went. And again, these are lessons. You go, you play in an upper-level band, and you're able to take those lessons and apply them to rehearsals here. So, the following students, Kelsey Ochter and Madeline Plank. Okay, the next award I would like to give out is the 7th grade Section Leader Award. We've had a very big culture of visiting the band room, practicing on free periods, and I love that that sort of culture has grown. I love when students come to do this. I'm always looking for new things for people to practice and learn so they can improve their skills, new pieces for them to try, going further in the book. And I just love that they come and they jam with their friends, whoever is around and whatever instrument. It's a culture that I love that has grown. And so, let's see. I'm always looking for new things and people to practice and learn so that they can improve their skills and develop their interests. And the following students have worked very hard to become young leaders in the band and in their grade. So the following students could come up to receive the 7th grade Section Leader Award. Jonah Ochter, Kana Bolivar, Jensen Freed, Araya Grau, Brianna Rogie, Riley Shinnick, and Reagan Terillian. This year, I have been thinking a lot about how this 8th grade works together. You were all witness to it just now. They are such a fun, such a talented group. I have been able to do more solely 8th grade pieces this year than I ever have. They performed Polar Express for Advent, which is a very new thing that I've just been able to do with 8th grade, adding some middle school to Advent. They just did Darklands. I think you could probably all tell just how complex that piece is and how well they performed it. And not only that, they are no stranger to this culture of coming to the band room, practicing, working on everything. I've been able to give a lot of these kids extra music, not only just Darklands. I gave some of them Pink Panther and a bunch of others that are in our library, Twist and Shout, and the way they come and practice and learn, it's inspiring, and it really, this is a very, very talented 8th grade. Oftentimes they are capable of rehearsing themselves as sometimes split up grades, and they are mature enough to be productive when they are rehearsing. They are sometimes on a part by themselves or with just one other person. You heard that just now. Some people were either on a part themselves or on a part with just one or two other people. And I've put such a huge amount of faith in every single one of the 8th graders, and they've done such a great job with it. And it only seems right, as I'm thinking about all of these things that they have done this year as a group, as a cohesive group, that I honor them all in some way. And so since they have all proven to be outstanding musicians this year, I would like every one of the 8th graders to go home with an Outstanding Musician Award this year. So when I call your name, 8th graders, please come up. Kelsey Octor, Jackson Flynn, Jackson Graya, Jonathan Hewitt, Macy Hopple, Trenton Loomis, Isabella Maurer, Savannah McCall, Brooklyn Monnet, Greta Murphy, Madeline Plank, Nolan Planty, Maddox Platt, Abigail Rogie, Lydia Stevens, Ella Verkler, Adria Zaire, and Rowan Zaire. Sorry. Oh wait, that's Isabella's. Hold on. You're welcome. You're welcome. Finally, this award is the highest middle school honor this evening. This goes to an 8th grade student who goes above and beyond the work required in rehearsal. She cares so much about doing a good job in here. She's hardworking, conscientious, has a beautiful sound on her instrument. This student is someone who pushed herself to learn a very difficult level 4 NISMA solo this year, challenges herself to learn prominent parts in band, and is never afraid to play out loud and proud. This award goes to Kelsey Octor. Our last piece, I will let Jaden introduce it. You can go either way.
The last middle school piece of the evening is called Tanchozuru. This is the name for the Japanese red-crowned crane, and this piece is based on its beauty and elegance. The red-crowned crane is considered to be a symbol of loyalty, strength, and happiness. This song uses a pentatonic scale, meaning we mainly play 5 notes. We hope you enjoy this piece.
You know the code by now, that is code for get the woodblocks.
Ryan, what's our next song?
I'm so glad you asked that. It's Celtic Farewell.
Is that the same song we did freshman year?
No. It's not the exact same, but has the same meaning. Celtic Farewell is a memorial piece that combines the traditional Scottish ballad, The Parting Glass, with an original melody.
Whoa. Wait, is it designed to be a tribute for memorial services to utilize the power of music after loss?
Yes!
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Whoa, this... Wait. Whoa, this sounds like a perfect song for seniors.
What? You are so correct. Oh my gosh.
We hope you enjoy.
Okay. Great job on that. Okay. So, I want to give out some high school awards tonight. The very first, I want to talk about our buglers and talk about Memorial Day. You all did a wonderful job for Memorial Day. I hope a lot of you were able to catch us in Beaver Falls that day. The Legion always appreciates it so much. And you guys did an amazing job this year. We had 4 buglers that they get up very, very early in the morning and go around to all of the different cemeteries in the county. And they get up at something like 5:45 to get to, they had to be at the Legion at 5:45 for this. So it's a wonderful service for the veterans and for the community. And you get paid for it. So I am here to hand out your check. So thank you for your hard work and thank you for your service to the Legion and to the veterans. Kylie Grau, Hannah Mosier, Emma Nortz, Hannah Rogie. And please stand up to be recognized. Our treasurer, who does a lot of work for us for the band program, including writing the check that you just got yourself. I promise to have some, whatever your favorite sweet treat is, at some point in the next week for, you let me know what it is. But Hannah Rogie. Next, I would like to give out NYSSMA awards. Like I said, for those of you who were around and listening for the 7th and 8th grade awards, when you go and you do a NYSSMA solo, there is so much that you learn from it. Going and doing something where you are specifically playing just your sound and your voice, going to play for a judge, you learn so much about how to be exactly in the right rhythm and in time and place musically. And with my crazy schedule, these students did so much on their own. So props to them, because they learned some very difficult solos and went and did a really amazing job this May. So please come up for a NYSSMA award, and that is Lillian Spies and Aaliyah Verkler. Next, the high school band by county. We had 2 students attend this year. Again, this is a very competitive thing to get into. All of the music teachers and all of the districts from Jefferson and Lewis County send in students to be chosen, and it is usually a few from each school, very competitive. And they went this spring and played some amazing stuff. There are even a lot of them asking me, can we play this in band next year? All of those pieces. I think one of them was a Wicked, selections from Wicked. And yeah, so we'll see what we play. But these awards go to Emma Nortz and Aaliyah Verkler. A big part of tonight is honoring the seniors for their final concert. I have so many great memories with this class since they were in 5th grade. When I first moved here, Back then, I taught them general music. I taught them chorus, their first chorus experience, and my first teaching choral experience. I'm sure you couldn't tell. But, you know, back then, teaching them all that, I was 22 years old and new at teaching and, you know, 22 and terrified, basically. It's 30 and terrified is much, much different. But after that, I look back with such fond memories of concerts, parades, Albany trips, fun music, a musical, a Europe trip with one of you guys. I've watched you all grow up. It's amazing to see the people that you've become. It is an honor to, in a school like this, teach kids for such a long time. I have never had that relationship with a teacher where it was, you got to be with them for 8 years. And I'm really, really honored to be able to teach you guys for so long and see you guys grow into the people that you are today. I'm very, very proud of you guys, and they deserve a round of applause. With that being said, I have some senior awards to hand out tonight. We have 7 graduates this year. I can honestly say that all of them are powerhouse players. You'll all be featured in the next piece in Great Locomotive Chase, and you've all been featured in various ways over the years that you've played with us. There are so many moments where you've shined in this program. Many of you have done jazz solos. Many of you will do jazz solos later tonight. Many of you will do solos in Great Locomotive Chase later. Some of you have already done solos today or solis. Some of you have played your instruments for chorus. And I want to honor 3 students in particular for outstanding service. This means how you've contributed in a positive way to the band through really, really knowing your stuff and really being solid players and people I can rely on. I know that these 3, when I give them something to play, they are playing it like crazy, and they are doing amazing with it. And also responsible in rehearsal and knows when to get down to business and is a team player. So these 3 are Joshua Bush, Christopher Vaughn, and Aiden Turk. We love him too. This next award is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. This award goes to a senior who exhibits dedication, skill, and creativity in jazz ensemble. Tonight, this award goes to a student who I feel has excelled in jazz ensemble for all 4 years of high school. This is a really cool one for me to hand out. I actually remember during my first year here, when the seniors were in 5th grade, I remember actually showing him some of my high school jazz scores and some of my other scores because I knew he had the interest and he had the potential and that he would be interested in seeing all these scores and how things are put together and how they work. A couple years later, I even remember, like I'm doing with this year's 8th graders, I remember showing him Pink Panther as an 8th grader to get him ready for jazz ensemble that I knew he would be in there and rock. Since then, he's been a leader in jazz ensemble with a powerful, confident sound and a real instinct for musicality. He knows exactly when to put a little bend in the note. He knows exactly when to crescendo it. He's got a musical sense. And one big reason to stick around until the end is to hear him on a really prominent feature. I gave him one of the more advanced solos that I have in our jazz library here, and this award goes to Dylan Buckingham. The next award is the Peter J. Wolschlager Most Versatile Award. Mr. Peter Wolschlager, I don't think he's here tonight to help me hand this out, but as you all know, serves as an example of someone who is multifaceted and excels in many areas within the fine arts. He is an outstanding piano player, piano teacher, band teacher, choir teacher, an exceptional and very sought-out choral accompanist, and an eye for the arts too, our logo. I think he made that logo that's like the Beaver River Band logo. I am proud to present this award to someone who plays multiple instruments in the band here. This student is dedicated and involved in every musical opportunity at the school, including band, jazz, chorus, choraleers, and the musical. This will give it away, but she plays the oboe on most of our pieces. She plays the clarinet in many others, including in Jazz Ensemble, where she covers our tenor parts. She played Vivian in Legally Blonde this year. She even got to debut as a cymbal player in the marching band this year. This award goes to Abby Eisel. The next award is our Outstanding Senior Award. This award is voted on by all the members of the band. They are asked to elect a senior whom they believe possesses talent, dedication, and leadership. It's easy to see that the band recognizes this person as a leader. He leads not only by example, by performing at an extremely high caliber. For example, he has performed multiple solos in band and jazz ensemble. He has performed level 5 NISMA solos. For those of you who know, if you've ever looked at a level 5 NISMA solo and seen what they look like, they would make your head spin. For a little frame of reference, it's my job to teach all of these. I can play a level 5 on maybe like 1 or 2 of these. So it is a real testament to how hard you work, and it's a real testament to how much you've put into your instrument to play level 5, level 6 solos. And so this student has also played in bi-county bands. He's written his own solos sometimes for a jazz band. He played Emmett in, right, Emmett? Okay, he played Emmett in Legally Blonde. This award goes to Ryan Terillian. The next award is the High School Band Directors Award. To me, this is about someone who thinks like a director, thinks like you're running the band, or like you are, you're thinking as a part of the whole, right? Which is what my job is, to see how the band can be better in many different ways, and that it's not just about you, it's about everybody in here. And so this person thinks like a leader, asks the right questions in rehearsal, and knows what it takes to be in a rehearsal and lead by example. Lead by example and think about what the band needs. And sometimes that is a dynamic, sometimes that is something very musical, and sometimes that is an uplifting attitude and a positive attitude and uplifting everyone in the band. And I think this person does that very, very well. She knows what it means like to be in a rehearsal, including Legally Blonde rehearsals. This award goes to Ava Campo. And I'm excited to see you major in music therapy next year. You're perfect for it. Okay, and then we've got one more piece for you guys. Okay.
Okay, hi. So we are the seniors in band, and we'd like to just take a couple minutes to thank Mr. McGrath for everything he has done for us and say a few things. I would like to thank him for just being an amazing band teacher, but for always bringing the energy. No matter how tired we were, first period in jazz, he always made it enjoyable. He also not only taught me to play the clarinet, but also the saxophone, the recorder, the oboe, and my latest work in progress, the cymbals, which still needs some work, but we're getting there. He was always willing, gave me music, YouTube videos, and even lessons so I could accomplish my goals, which I am deeply grateful for. So, first we have a collage of all our senior photos that we'd like to give to him to remember us by.
Right. Next, we'll be giving him a basket. In this basket, there's a picture to remember your time as Nikos. It's very important. The seniors that were a part of the production of Legally Blonde were very thankful that you said yes to our begging of you doing the musical. And you guys definitely stole the show and were the best stage parents ever. Okay, in the basket, there are some travel necessities because we know you're going on a trip to New York City soon. And so we got you some of your favorite snacks and a nice blanket and everything with the help of Miss Fiddler, obviously. And then my favorite gift that we got you is a gift card to Ellen's Stardust Diner. So it's one of our favorite places to go in New York City, and the waiters sing to you while they serve. So yeah, we hope you enjoy that.
I am waiting for my phone to turn on because I did not want it to die. So, in the meantime, I would just like to thank Mr. McGrath for being the best band teacher I could have asked for all my years I've done it. And he has probably written half of the jazz flute solos in there. His dedication to us is crazy. I don't know. So, yeah. Right here, we have a picture of Hawaii, and it says Aloha on it to remind us of your amazing ukulele video, where he taught us how to play ukulele. Yeah.
We're very thankful for that.
You mentioned the scared 22-year-old. That was the scared 9-year-old.
Well, the video still lives, so.
Anyways, we hope you enjoy seeing the Hawaiianas every day. I don't know.
To finish, I would just like to say we like to thank Mr. McGrath for giving us the ability to play music together, although he does much more than that. He continues to care about each of our well-beings and how our life is going every day, never hesitating to ask when our energy is seeming off. Thank you, Mr. McGrath, for all that you do, and we wish you the best of luck in your teaching career.
Just make sure it doesn't. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, you guys. Give the seniors another round of applause.
During the early years of the Civil War, Georgia was largely protected from military hostilities, leaving it free to ship arms, ammunition, food, and supplies to battling Confederate soldiers. This railroad expanded from Atlanta to Chattanooga, a span of 138 miles. Because of his great importance to the Confederates, James Andrew, a member of the Union, hijacked this train with 19 other soldiers dressed as civilians, while the train crew was eating their breakfast. As they were going down the track, they realized the conductor of the train, William Folder, and 2 other W&A employees were chasing them down the tracks. As James Andrew was going down, He started pulling up railroad tracks and pulling down telegraph lines. His goal is to destroy as much as possible. His mission, however, failed when William Fowler got another train, the Texas, and caught up with James Andrew. Even though it was a failure, it is considered to be the boldest adventure of the war. Throughout this piece, you'll hear flutes, trombones, euphoniums, mimicking train horns, percussion mimicking train wheels, and vocally mimicking the start and go of the train. Enjoy.
person would like to do? So, just put that one kind of in that area. The trumpets are going to use that one. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's go. You know what? Should we try angling you like straighter than you? Would that be what you can see everybody on the floor? Well, angle it, just angle a little bit so you can see me nicely. How is that? Is that okay? Okay. Okay, feeling this. This is not a look I've ever had the pleasure to get used to. Not used to that either. So this is High School Jazz Ensemble. Our first piece is called Brazil. It's a fun Latin tune, a Brazilian tune. We hope you enjoy. And that was Christian Kirch on the drum solos. So these mics got kind of... What's that? So they got shuffled around a little bit. I think you were using the yellow. Do you want to do a little check 1, 2 to get used to what it feels like? You guys probably check 1, 2. I think you can do a little. We're going to do a little sound check for mics so we know where it really on.
Yeah, I'm not using this one now.
I thought, oh no, you're using it.
I was, but then I'm not. Wait, I'm confused there. Here you go, Ryan.
Ryan's on orange. Eva's on yellow.
Do.
Hello?
Check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
Check.
Check. Check.
Check.
Check.
You hear yourselves okay, everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than being not expecting how loud they are, so just to do a little sound check. You might have to be farther than you think today. Check, 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 check. This one's louder than this one, it seems, okay?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you said so, I'd have to pack my things and go.
This next song is Lester Leaps In. It is written to commemorate Lester Young, who was a famous tenor sax player. And so we're featuring our famous tenor sax player, Dylan Buckingham. Hope you enjoy. This is our final song of the evening. Thank you all for coming. Thank you again for supporting your children in music education. This last one is called Gold on the Ceiling. It's a rock blues sort of tune, a song by the Black Keys. And this one features Kylie Grau and Hannah Rogie, Carly Ferguson, and Aiden Turk.